Hey everybody, I'm here with Aubrey. We're gonna struggle through and try to share with you uh, the advancements that we made with the Wonder Silo. And you know, Aubrey, I know that you had asked me, and other people are saying, "What the flip is a Wonder Silo?"
Yeah.
And for those of you that haven't been around very long, if you go back about 8, 10 years ago, which kind of tells you how long I've been here, the seed idea for the Wonder Silo came back in the day, where if everybody would go to YouTube and search for Google Wonder Wheel. So go ahead and play that real quick, Aubrey, and I'll just try to. This is somebody's video that's describing the Wonder Wheel, but back in the day, there used to be a tool on the left-hand panel over there on the side where you could put in a keyword, and then Google would show this spider wheel, and it would kind of bring up the related keywords for digging deeper into finding keywords related to that main um, subject that you wanted to search for. So I used to use this as my website building structure. And so literally you can go in here and do this and watch this, but basically what she's showing you is that this structure at the time was perfect because you got the seed word that you want, and then Google, as you clicked on the various areas of the Wonder Wheel, would dig deeper to the next related keywords at the time that it's searching for, right? And so who better to tell us how to build a website than Google, simply by telling us, here's your keyword, here are the related keywords, take a deep dive into the remaining, digging, just keep digging, go from one level to the next level to the next level to the next level. And, you can imagine it was good, Aubrey, but you can also imagine what a pain in the ass it was.
Yeah, definitely a lot of digging.
Right. But if you were willing to do the work, you were able to build a perfectly semantically related website that Google told you how to build, right?
Mhm.
And so for whatever reason, you know, that went away. It doesn't exist anymore. But I would encourage everybody to go Google it, YouTube it, watch a couple of these videos. You'll really get an idea of what it is that we're trying to accomplish. What does this look like today? Well, if we go do a Google search today, which is your next tab over, okay, and we're using the same term that she used here, free samples, grocery store, Vancouver. It doesn't make any difference. But when we scroll down to the bottom of the screen, what do we get? In every case, what do we get?
You're always getting the related terms to your main search.
And what is the value of a related term to your search when Google pops them up on the bottom?
Well, what you're doing is you're finding the related terms that people are searching for.
And what Google thinks is most relevant to that term for you to do more digging, right?
Correct.
So, in the same way, if you were to click on grocery store Vancouver, BC, what we've done is we're digging. Okay, now we're getting into the local, but at the bottom, we also now have hopefully another section of related keywords related to the second suggestion. Best grocery store Vancouver is related to grocery store Vancouver, BC,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
So if
And I
you
can't.
wanted to build, a perfectly related website, mass page build a website with all of the related terms, for that website. So Google would just come in here and they would see their specific recommended structure that they've given you with content on it. How valuable do you think that would be in terms of research and building yourself? And how much time would it take you to do that?
Oh, an immense amount of time. I've yeah, I've used this method that we're kind of going over manually multiple times, especially with local clients. You want to find those related terms, and this is the way to do it to see, well, what other terms are people searching for. But this is a real time suck to do it manually.
Exactly. Another way that you could do this is if you have keyword planner, you could go up into your keyword planner, and you could also do um, related keywords. You just type in this case, I just typed in pediatrician, and obviously keyword planner, you have to have a Google AdWords account and you have to have your Gmail. But this is another way that you would be able to pick and choose groups of related keywords like pediatrician, children hospital, and you could go down and kind of look at these if you wanted to get into, well, what keywords have relevancy, low, medium, high? Is there any CPC? Are there any values to these keywords? How many keywords are in each of the groups? And you literally can begin to build out your local web structure based off of the keyword planner tool as well, right?
Absolutely.
So the combination of doing this, depending upon what you wanted to do, is kind of important. So the Wonder silo, if you will, is a tool that I've been working on for 4 years. Many people here have purchased this 4 years ago through Tony Hayes. And, it kind of has gone through some amorphous situations. Google changes this and Google changes that. And so I wanted to bring it back into the factory community here. But the first thing is, Barbie, and I know that you asked me this before, and you work with Traffic Factory, right?
Correct.
And these are two different animals, at least in my book. I don't know. You may have a different opinion.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. They are completely different animals.
Traffic Factory, hundreds of thousands of pages, build them, blast them, get them out there. When you're talking about the Wonder Silo, okay, and we'll probably change the name to a factory product, but we're building something here that is perfectly structured, where the Googlebot can come in and perfectly read your site and your content, know what it's about. And, in our past life of doing this, we were getting pretty decent rankings pretty quickly. Okay. So what we've done is we've built a link to Google, Yahoo, Bing, Amazon. You can actually build a complete website strictly based on Wikipedia as like a PBN website linking back to your main website, right? Mm-hmm. With this structure. And we can also go in and build YouTube, complete YouTube structure, whatever is siloed in YouTube based on your product, okay? So let's just say, for example, you want to sell affiliate programs in treadmills. Well, you could go to Amazon, you can build a complete structured site, just doing an Amazon scrape, and then taking the same keywords and putting them in YouTube as a secondary site related to the Amazon site. And then you could go and build a Wikipedia site that's linking back to the YouTube site, that's linking back to the Amazon site to sell your treadmill. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. If you're really, 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 really good, you can create your own CSV file for your website in perfect order that you want. And there's a platform right there for CSV upload, and it will literally build your entire website in less than 3 minutes. Could be hundreds of pages, thousands of pages, tens of thousands of pages. It doesn't matter, as long as you fill out the structure, which is a pain in the ass. But if that's what you want, you can do it. And then you see the Google Keyword Planner, which is basically, if you build your CSV file from your Google Planner tool in the way that we want, you could actually might have to do a little bit more work on this, but could upload that Keyword Planner idea and grouping for your whole website as well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what we did is we kind of went through the structure. If you go back to the grocery Google search list there, and so our keyword would be whatever it is. Our second level is going to be the 8 keywords below that in the silo. And then our third level, if you just click on any one of those keywords, like Best Grocery Store Vancouver, the third level that we're going to build is going to dig into each and every one of those 8 related keywords, and it's going to pull back and build a website based off the 8 of the 8 of the 8. Okay? So are we building massive web pages? No, we're only building a structure of maybe 554 pages here. But the difference is when you start building into city relevancy or zip code relevancy, those 554 pages can, kind of become a pretty big elephant, right?
Yeah.
And so this gives us the ability to build these pages, zip code relevancy, content relevancy, and it's very, very, very highly structured for Google to understand it because it just has to go down its own siloed tree. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
So with that being said, in the background of what it is and how it is, we can go back to our tool and we can pick anything. Doesn't make any difference. At this point, I'd probably just ask somebody to give us a topic and we do it live. So let's just do treadmills. Let's just try treadmills. Oh, let's do weight loss, because weight loss is, the best thing right now.
Okay.
So that's the keyword. Now at the top, you'll notice that we have 1 level and 3 level at the top.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So we have to click, do we only want to build a 1 level website or do we want to build a 3 level website?
Okay.
So in this case, we want to build a 3 level website. So we click on that. And when you set the maximum pages per engine, what we're doing is we know that Google is giving us 8 related searches.
Okay.
Right? So that's why we want to put 8 there. We want to go 8, 8, 8. So we're going to dig 8 times 3 levels deep.
Okay.
All right. And then literally we just click a button. Now this is going to take a minute. It's not necessarily going to be the prettiest thing in the world, but it will come back and give us and start to build, a website that is taking that silo structure from the very beginning all the way to the 3 levels of 8, 8, and 8. Okay. Did you set up the buttons for create?
Yeah, it's running through the process right now.
It is. I can't see the green.
Yeah. No, it's still doing its thinking. So
Okay.
there we go. There we go. Just finished creating.
Okay. So not too long.
No, and also it slows down when you're on Skype. My computer slows down, so it's actually typically it's much quicker than this.
So the buttons that you see there, when you create a brand new website, one of the things we wanted to do is make it easy. So we're taking a WordPress and we're stripping everything out of the new WordPress, and you can click on, create About Us page, a privacy page, terms of service page, earnings disclosure, contact, DMCA page, and create the menus from the silo. Okay. So you click all of those on, and it will then build your site pre-populated with all of that data in it, so that you don't have to go back and hand make all of those sites and pages.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just waiting for the page. It's still going through the loading process here. It's
okay.
It's still kind of hanging up here.
So part of the reason why we did that is a lot of people just forget to do those pages, and in this process, it would make them automatically.
Okay. We're good now. Okay, so we'll do the create about. And so
Well, you can change the data there to weight loss.
and it's this other box here.
Yep, just a little meta box, that's all.
Okay.
You could type in fast weight loss or weight loss or weight loss diet if you want, whatever. Just like when you're building out a WordPress site, it asks you for that, right?
Okay, true, yeah.
Okay, and then you can create privacy page.
Contact, any others?
Yeah, just do the DMCA page.
Okay.
And then I usually do the one on the bot. Oh no, that's fine. Miscellaneous for post pages. Create the menu from the silo. And then are we going to do pages or posts?
I think it doesn't matter which way you go. I think it's more of a personal preference of what you want to build.
Okay.
I personally like the post method.
Okay. Well, there's a lot more things that you can do with post and pages, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So the thing of it is that you notice what's changing on the bottom there when you click on post. It's only going to bring up relevant data for a post. So it's not going to ask you questions to fill out for pages. So we've got short codes, keyword, cities, states, and zips. Now we'll show you how to fill that out in a second, but your keyword, okay, Aubrey, your keyword is based on what?
It's based on your main top of the list, and then what's building below that.
Right. So your keyword is actually going to be the silo keyword that it brought in directly from Google.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll show you how that works in a second. So your title is always going to have your keyword of your silo in your title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can move these around any place that you want within the content. Okay, and I see it doesn't matter the skilled house painter, but you see here where the content itself has the cities and the state in the H2 tag. You're going to be able to bring in, we'll go into settings a little bit. We're still working on the YouTube situation, but you're going to be able to bring in your YouTube videos from your YouTube channel. You see the meta or the media tag there? The media tag is really important because within a WordPress, when you upload your optimized images with the title, which is your shortcode title, in the image alt tag, or in the title, it's going to go into your media library and it's going to bring in a relevant image that you've already optimized for this particular page that you're going to build, and it will rotate them in for different pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you can see, what Aubrey did is he built out a page and it's all spun. It's in spin text here, right? So as you go down, for that, this can be done in Spin Rewriter. We do have an API for Spin Rewriter, and you can set your API for Spin Rewriter. And then one of the things that always used to make me nuts, and I'm sure for you and other people, is that you do all your spin and then you put it on a page and it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Right? So we did, before we publish our pages, we have that little preview button on the bottom right. And so what'll happen is you can go up and you know, begin to read what it is that you're going to publish and make sure that, you know, your spin and everything is right before you actually go build out 500 pages.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have you been to, you know, Bass Page Builders or, you know, other places, and, you know, the whole spin text is cracked and broken?
Yeah, no, that happens all the time. I mean, you do your best to manually make sure it's as good as possible. You run that spin, and you look at the published page, and you're always going to find things that are wrong.
Right. Exactly. So that's why I put this in here right at this juncture so that we can check our work before we blast it out to the world, right?
Yeah, it's much better to check it before than have to go back and redo it all.
Exactly. Exactly. So you could just hit OK right there and get that off because our spin is good. Now, the thing of it is that you can take that media tag and you can put that in, you know, 2, 3, 4 times within the content. You can take a YouTube tag and put that YouTube 2, 3, 4 times within the content, right?
Right.
So you're not limited, you know, to just one. Now, we are working on the title, the embed, and the description by pulling that in. We're having an API problem right now with YouTube, but we're gonna you know, fix that. But you know, I'll show you how that works in just a second. So if you scroll down, you'll have your page built. Now here's your, you know, your metadata. Put in whatever tag you want. You got your keyword, your cities, your zip, your state, and remember the new metadata area here is 355. No, that's your keywords, but your description is 355 characters, right?
Okay.
So here's the interesting part. For those of you that have Content Factory and you're writing articles, you can, once you write your articles with Content Factory and you go spin them, we have a section in there that limits your characters. So you can spin all of your articles semantically, you know, with 355 characters. And that's what that section in Content Factory is for, is to make your articles top heavy character wise for your 355 characters for your meta description. And then you can also change it to 4,500 characters for your YouTube description, so that the same articles that you, if you're using Content Factory, that you're building here, okay, on the site, if those same articles of content are in line with your meta description and in line with your YouTube videos and your YouTube description,
Right.
you know, one can only hope that Google is smart enough to know how optimized your page is, right?
Absolutely.
One thing you'll never hear me say is the only thing that I guarantee is that Google will fuck it up. Okay? But if we do the things that we're supposed to do and follow their guidelines and don't, you know, try to game the system as much as some of these other people, like other mass page builders. You know, another really good mass page builder that's out there is Mike Martin's mass page builder. I have his. It's awesome. You know, but you get into like Workhorse and SERPShaker and all that other crap that's out there. You know, the detail isn't there.
Yeah.
At least to me. I mean, I don't know. Have you used other mass page builders, Aubrey?
I have used a number of them. That's one of the main parts of what I do is build local niche sites, and mass page building is a huge time saver for me. And you're absolutely right. A lot of them, they're just, it's, the detail is not there. You can't fine tune it, and you're kind of stuck with what it outputs.
Exactly. So we built this based on, you know, guys like you that have given us ideas and suggestions. We'll continue to do that. Everybody knows that, you know, when we start something, it's a lifelong project. Don't make me laugh. Sorry, guys. Okay, so anyway, now we got our tags for our posts down there. And so you can build out your categories in your posts for those of you that build, those out as much as you want, related areas. One of the other things that we're going to be looking at in terms of this is other WordPress plugins that we can put in here for geotagging, for some other things that will be more related to SEO and so forth. So anyway, moving on down the page. You don't put zip codes in, eh?
I haven't on this, playing around with this. I haven't, but you totally could. If you wanted to get down even further, you can totally put in the zip codes.
So here's a controversial discussion. External links. Some people will say, external links don't mean anything. Other people will say, external links are good, but they're spammy. Other people will say, external links have to have, go here, do this, buy that, don't keyword stuff. Quite frankly, Aubrey, you and I have had this discussion. I don't give a flying flip what your philosophy is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We do know that external links out to authority sites brings value and authenticity and relevance to your page.
Yeah,
However
exactly.
you want to think that, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've given you the opportunity to create keywords and external links. And for those of you that believe do follow, no follow, whatever your philosophy is, you can't argue with me that, this doesn't work, because all of my external links are do follow. Pick your poison. You want do follow links, you want no follow links, you want a combination of do follow, combination of no follow, pick what you want. Okay. And so the idea here is that you can put as many, keywords in the top box, linked out to as many keyword or sites in the bottom box. And we've given you 5 categories so that you're not just spamming plumbers.com, right?
Yeah.
And every link goes there. So if you were to go to Wikipedia, do you have the link gopher, Aubrey?
Sorry, for which?
You have link gopher? I don't see it on your.
No, I don't have it.
Okay. Well, for those of you who don't have link gopher and are looking for external links, let's pause here real quick. And I'm not going to pause the video, but we can cut this out if we want to. Open up a browser. Are you in Chrome?
Okay.
And go to link gopher extension.
Link gopher. Is it a Chrome extension?
Chrome extension, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
For those of you who don't have this, you're going to love it. Just add it. Just take my word for it. It won't crash your computer. Add it to your browser. That was painless. All right, so you see the little mark at the top right-hand corner there?
So here, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. You can go ahead and exit that page. Now, open up another page for browser, go to Wikipedia. So this is going to be a little bit of a different presentation here. You do have authority checker though, right?
I don't think I do. I try to keep these down to a bare minimum of what I'm using all the time, so I don't believe I have that on here.
Our tool, authority checker.
Oh, authority checker. I got some of your tools. I don't know which ones I have now.
That's all right. I'll show you in a second.
Yeah.
Go to Wikipedia, type in weight loss.
Weight loss.
That's what we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Okay. So would you say, and I'm just going to ask this as a very simple question, would you say that the information on Wikipedia for weight loss is an authority site?
Typically considered so, yes.
Okay. Now, go ahead and do Control Alt A. In other words, highlight the whole page. Control A.
There we go.
All right. Now, do your link gopher. Click on link gopher. Extract all links.
There we go.
Okay. Now you have to kind of do a little bit of cleanup, but I'll give you an example. You know, if you take these links and you put them in as authority links out from your website to Wikipedia for your keywords that you put in the keyword box, do you think that has some relevancy to that link out, whether it's a do follow or not?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So that little link gopher saves you time, you know, because now you can, in an instant, get relevant. You can put Jenny Craig in your search bar and you know, whatever you want. Relevancy out to your keywords. Okay. And so what I tend to do with this is I build different sections like you've done. Painting services, house painting, commercial painting, custom painting, right? And so if you go out and use that link gopher tool and you type in, you know, house painting, and literally speaking, to me it doesn't make any difference. But I'm going to ask you this question, okay? And so what if you type in house painting in your tab and you just scrape the top 10 URLs of your competitors in house painting? And you actually use those as external links. I'm not, everybody's going, oh my God, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, I don't know. Why not? If they're the top 10 ranked sites on the page for house painting, you know, just scrape them. Yes. Put them in there. Relevancy. Google already knows they're the freaking top 10.
Well, and you get a lot more than the top 10 links. You get a whole pile of links here.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, this tool is going to dig deeper into each. Okay, so you really just want to maybe manually scrape the top 10 and put them in there.
Yeah.
But, you know, I might even go to like Painters Union or Home Improvement Association or, you know, any authority site related to painting, right? The DLLR for the state of Maryland or for the state of Vancouver. You know, government sites, whatever. The whole point is by using this, it saves time and you're bringing relevancy into your external links and you're doing it by category. And when you build these links into your content, it just makes it stupid simple. And, you know, I will leave the judgment whether you want to use external links, you know, up to you. And I'm not going to get into a debate. I use them all the time because I think when I know that I've searched with my authority checker and I know that they're all IPADA sites that I'm linking out to, it gives me relevance, right?
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know much about the whole debate on this as well, but when I see this, that's the same thing. They're linking out to related stuff.
Yep.
So to me, it makes sense. It provides a good user experience if you provide value in that external links. And that's kind of my thinking behind it. Just in terms of a value prospect, that makes my page more valuable if I'm linking out to something that's actually useful, in addition to my page.
So the next box down there is, you know, one of the things that when we're doing local, we want to be able to be relevant to particular areas, right? So you can add as many city, state, and zip codes in here as you want. Just remember that in this particular case, we have, let's say we have 554 pages that we're making.
Mm-hmm.
How many pages are we going to make now?
We're going to do the 3 times the 8,
Well,
I believe, right?
No, 3 times the 554.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Right? Because you already have your 554 pages made.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're going to make a single page of the 554 for Houston, 554, Dallas, 554, Austin, 554.
Okay.
So now your site is 1,500 pages deep.
A lot of pages.
Right. So, if you put in 20 zip codes in here, just do it when you're going to bed at night and wake up in the morning, because, I'm not going to pretend that this is going to be the fastest thing in the world,
mm-hmm.
but, it will definitely build your pages out for you and save you a boatload of time. The add new button is, if you click on the add new, you can go in and change data. If you wish to change data and override data, I tend to leave that alone. But for those that are very advanced and want to go in and specifically change some data by changing content in the box upstairs there where your article was, you can go in and change it, or you can add new and add some new data to it. The bottom part here, once again, Aubrey, we've had this discussion, and it's a chicken and an egg type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just kind of leave this discussion at this point.
Okay.
If you're going to build 1,554 pages out, do you think it's natural for Google to see you did that in one day? Now,
no.
The primary discussion is, I built all my pages out, they were unpublished, and then I published them all in one day. That's fine. If that's the thinking that you want, that's great. I personally think, and why I built this into here, this is a drip calculator, okay? So if I know I'm building 1,554 pages out, all I have to do is put a start date and an end date, let's say 30 days, okay? So you just pick a calendar, pick a drip time. Let's say you're building 5,000 pages. Put 6 months in there, okay? As you begin to build these out on your site, every day that you build a new page on your site, technically what happens?
Yeah, this is a great feature. How it you, like you said, it's something that you want to have come out over time. Whereas if I have 1,500 pages come out at once, it's gonna to me, it's just not a natural process.
So right, and every time that you build out new stuff on your posts and your in categories and new pages that are coming out, that's another signal for Google to come to your site, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So why would you want to build, 500,000 pages in a day?
Mm-hmm. No, you don't.
The drip, to me, for the local stuff, is a lot more important, because I want Google to come back every day, see new activity every day, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why I built that in there. If you guys don't like it, just don't use it. I don't care. If you crash your site and everything gets, dismantled, there are no refunds for stupidity. But I didn't say that. I'll edit that out. Probably. Yeah, no, I won't either, because, I think it's important to understand how Google works, and they like fresh data. They want to come back, and by putting your entire site on a drip, take your time. You'll get there. And, the tortoise always beats the hare no matter what. Okay?
Yeah. No, on a large site, Patrick, it just makes sense to, if you can drip it out over 3 or 4 weeks, a month, it just makes more sense to do it that way. Like I said, I've done a lot of mass page builds, and they all build instantly.
Right.
And that's something I've never ever liked about it. Some of them I've been able to backdate the dates as an option. But even that still looks like a manipulation,
Right.
you know. Whereas this, if you're building especially a large, trying to do a full city with multiple neighborhoods and stuff like that, it just makes more sense. Even if you want to spin it out over a couple of weeks, just to do, relatively quick. That's more natural than all in one day, or
Right.
1 hour, right?
Exactly. No, I agree anyway. And from all the things that I've read, but I know there's a lot more smarter people in this group than me. So
Yeah.
I will defer to those that think that they're smarter than I am.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, you
pretty
always got to reflect back to. I was gonna say you always got to reflect back to if someone's building out their own site and they don't have all these tools to make their job more efficient, they're not going to be able to do it in a day. It's going to
correct.
take time.
Well, that's exactly right. And then the argument is, well, I build them and don't publish them. And then, when I'm finished publishing or building them, I just hit publish all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is part of the argument. And, I imagine to a certain level that's fine too. But I like the idea of pinging Google every single day that there's new content on my site to bring them back to my site. So,
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, literally, if we take a look at the post and the situation that we built here, that's it, guys. This is not rocket science. We've made it pretty simple. So when you go back up to your post, where are your links at the bottom of your page there? Go back into your post, scroll down to the bottom, as I want to show everybody. Now, this is kind of like somewhat of the magic. And if for those of you, ding, 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 that have Mike Martin's, schema tool, hello. That's all I'm going to say. Hello. But this is our linking structure. So we've got we put the home page link in here. So every single page that you build is going to go to the home page. The internal link, okay, that is going to go directly to the silo above you. So you're going to one up your page internal linking from your page to the page above you to the page above you, which obviously is going to go to the home page, but every single page is going to go to the home page. All right, you can see where Aubrey's got external link 1, external link 2, which is really kind of interesting how you did this, because you've added the short code city and state zip codes to your short code listing for your external links. That's brilliant.
Yeah, when you start playing around, you start generating new ideas. Well, how would this look? How would this work? And that's the kind of the result of playing with the tool and just advancing through it just to see what the different options would look like.
Right. Okay. So, and then once this is all set up and done, you hit the publish button, and it's going to go build all of the pages based upon, and I don't want to do it now because I know that we goofed up your template here a little bit at the beginning with weight loss and whatever. We should have stayed with painters. I didn't know you had this all done. But the whole point of it is now it's ready just to hit the button, push it to create the content. Now, what you can see at the top is the structure that it built. So it's kind of hard, but it does show you the entire silo. The other way that you can, do this is you can download the silo in the CSV file. Okay. And then once you download it, you can go in and delete some of the keywords that you don't want and kind of play with your silo to make it perfect. But let's just say, for example, Aubrey, in the middle there, weight loss pill or something.
This one here.
What does it say? You can hover over it right there.
Weight loss pills list.
Okay, let's say you don't want that. You can just go ahead and hit the delete button or drag it over and delete it.
It's, there.
And you can replace that with something else that you want.
Fun weight loss, because who likes losing weight?
Right.
It's never. I like to lose it, but it's not fun to lose.
So one of the interesting things about what you just did is that you kind of changed the whole silo. So you don't have anything underneath fun weight loss now. You just have a category and a page. So if you were to hit the check mark below fun weight loss, drill down. So you can now drill down fun weight loss, and it will go back out. It should.
Yeah, it's doing it.
And it's going to go search the next 8 related buckets or silo buckets for fun weight loss, and it will come back and it will bring them immediately in here. And one of the things that I want to talk to McGeese about is, do we want to just bring back 8 or do we want to bring back 554? I think we should just bring back 8, but some other people are going to want more. If you want more, just, do them one at a time at the moment. Okay. So that's going to bring back the silo underneath fun weight loss. So you can manually manipulate these. This is just hanging up because we're on Skype, to build these out. But, a better way is to potentially, for me, is download the CSV file. And when you download the CSV file or the TXT file, you can go in and delete the ones that you don't want in your silo. And then you can just upload that CSV file back into this. And then the silo page builder will have built it exactly the way that you want based upon the keywords that you're getting. Because we all know, that even though it's perfectly related, there are certain terms in there that you're just not going to want to build pages on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, so that's the reason why I did it this way, is you can visually look at it if you want to. I like to download it, go through the download. We'll have download instructions, and we'll have instructions on how to not mess up the silo, because there are comma separated situations that we need to have so that the silo can be rebuilt. Okay. And go from there. But for me, building this out this way and having a little bit of a visual, kind of helps me understand what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So as you've been working with this, Aubrey, and I really appreciate you, over the last couple of weeks, been doing this, while this is starting to refresh and load up, what are some of the things that you found that you like about it?
Well, I definitely, this part that we just went over, I think is a really great section where you get to, you get to pull those related terms. And like you said, you can look at them, you go, do I want that or do I not want that? And then from there, but at least you can keep in that same vein of related content flowing through the whole silo structure. And to me, that's a huge point that I liked about it, is that I can keep those modules or those buckets, as you were calling them, keep that relevancy within them. And to have the manual ability to go in and edit that stuff, it's a key feature. Right.
Cool. And to delete the ones that you don't want, because mm-hmm. in any real situation of mass page building, and really, I don't even like to call this mass page, because I'm not trying to make millions of sites. I'm not trying to make hundreds of thousands of sites or tens of thousands of sites. We're really trying to drill down, to specifically the local environment. I mean, you can use this for CPA offers. You can use it for whatever you want. Okay. But my idea was to really drill down and concentrate on our GMBs.
Hmm.
and have more entity information out there, more relevant information out there that's supporting our GMB, that's supporting our main website, linking back to our main website, in terms of all of the things that we're doing, linking back to our main videos. This is going to bring relevancy from a pretty, interesting perspective. One of the other things that you could do is you could build in Google Alerts. And as Google Alerts come in, you can make posts on Google Alerts. You can bring in RSS feeds, and use RSS feeds maybe in terms of some of the content and work your site that way for relevant content. A lot of different ways of doing this, but as you said, I've never seen anything that allows us to plus and minus out data that's relevant. Most everything is cookie cutter.
No, absolutely. That's the main difference there as well is the amount of customization that you can do. Like, typically when I'm building a mass page site, I'm going through all the stuff. I'm going through the AdWords. I'm going through the group or the keyword tool. Sorry, I'm going through the keyword groups, and I'm trying to pick and choose what this tool is doing for me.
Right.
So this tool is saving me time by pulling the relevant content, because I go to those pages, I look at the related searches. Is there anything there I want to use? I'm drilling down, and this just gives me a shortcut to get all that data up front. Like I say, you put it in the CSV, you can go through, you can edit it there, you combine that with your keyword research, and it's very helpful that way.
Yeah, one of the things, just to I'm sure you do this as well as a shortcut to enhance that process, is if you take your CSV file that we download and you go over to the keyword translation factory, and you put all those keywords in the scrub file. Let's say there's a particular keyword that came up that you don't want, British Columbia dog pound, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so that particular keyword started popping up in some of the related searches. It's related, but it's not one that you want to use for your page. Well, by going over the keyword translation factory and uploading the entire CSV file, you can then begin to pick and choose and delete strategically the things from the silo that you don't want, and or replace those words with other words, within the keyword translation factory. And it helps a great deal in expediting the cleanup process of the things that you may not want, within the site here. It works hand in hand very well with this. So we're running about 50 minutes. The only other thing I want to kind of go into here is if you go into the setup over on the settings, just showing people how we got the data that we have and we're working on this. There's some things with the API with YouTube that are giving us a bit of a trouble at the moment, but we can still pull in videos. But I really want to be able to pull in content and extract content from our videos. We're going to work on that. We added Pixabay for people who don't have images. Personally, I would not use that, only because if you don't have images for your site, I would use Pixabay to go get images for my site. But then once I got the images for my site, I would definitely bring those images into your WordPress site with the image duplicator, and I would optimize those images. And once you optimize those images within your WordPress site, and Aubrey, you may or may not agree with me, and I want your opinion on this, but I think we all know or have been told and have seen when you upload an image exterior from WordPress to your library, it actually compresses it and deletes all the metadata. Okay? When you create an image within WordPress and you go into WordPress and you fill all those 4 fields out, okay, to your library, it holds all those all that image data. So if you go to edit, okay, you'll notice that you have all, well, you don't.
You're down below here.
Oh, down below. Okay. So you oh my gosh, did we bust you?
I think this is just the edit mode here. I don't know if this is it. Oh, let's just edit the image.
We busted you, dude. All right. So my point is that with the image duplicator WordPress plugin, when you actually optimize the data within WordPress and send it to your library, all of those Pixabay images that you might bring in can now be optimized. They're now optimized in your library. And when that title, remember the title?
Mm-hmm.
So when you bring in images into your post with the short code, it's going to go to your library and search for the title of the image to bring into your post.
Right.
Okay. And that's why it's important to have all of your images titled correctly, optimized correctly within your library, so that when you're bringing that data into your page or your post,
right,
it's more relevant data that Google can see that the image around it has content that matches the metadata that you built into your image. And for those of you who are following us, you know what you can do to an image. So if you do all the things that we tell you to do with the image through the SaaS SEO image factory, or taking the time to, optimize those images yourself, or following Alan stacking on stacking and bringing all of that information directly into your post and pages, it's going to greatly increase the validity of the page and the optimization of the page and Google's authority of that page, and hopefully, always use the word hopefully, never guaranteed, Google will reward you for that content by giving you better placements and better ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the delete, let's look over the delete for a moment.
This one up here?
No, on the left-hand side. Somebody's going to say, well, what's on the left-hand side?
Yeah, I'm getting the hang up again here.
It's got a big big trash can right there. It's called delete. Everybody can kind of go through the buttons on the left-hand side, and they have specific relationships to what we're doing. And so I could babble on for a while, but literally it's this simple. It really is this simple. Whether you're building pages or posts, the only thing that's going to pop up there when you hit the create is if you're creating pages, it'll give you the information to fill pages. If you're doing posts, you just have to fill the information off the posts. Take your time, understand what we're trying to share with you here. And, this can be a very, very, very cool little tool for anybody that's doing local marketing and other type of marketing too. But, I just wanted to build this for myself to the local environment. And that's kind of where we kind of stuck at it. And we've got Traffic Factory for all the other stuff. I mean, you can use Traffic Factory to build links to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can build Link Factory to all of the pages here. I mean, we could go, crazy, in terms of building these pages as simply as we want, and using all the, what other tools, would you use once you build these pages out to help with the rankings?
My number one go-to, the RFR tools.
RFR tools, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And I just want to add to what you were saying there. When you first get into this tool, it may seem confusing, it may seem complicated, but it's actually quite simple to use once you get in there. So what I recommend people to do is, just go in and just start with something small. Maybe start with like the one level silo and just kind of play around, get the feel of it, and then within a few hours you're going to have a good sense of how you can build out your site.
Right.
that's where I started. I just started playing with. I mean, I got my site here as a Windows site, but I was playing with the painters thing, and just it didn't take very long to get a good concept of how I was going to start structuring things.
And we'll have, we're going to obviously have videos on each of the sections and what to do with the sections and so forth. But
Mhm.
they're really, as what we just did today, basically. And if you go back over in the settings, does the spin rewriter show up over there? I just wanted to see that.
Uh, see if it's in there, or maybe down. Is it? No, no. Yeah, here we go. Get the.
All right. So if you have spin rewriter, which I'm hopeful that you do, you just put in your account, your spin rewriter key, and your confidence levels, and you create your spin standards and your protected keywords right here, so that when you go back and spin your content in your pages and your posts, it will be based strictly upon the rules that you set right here within your spin rewriter account. And most everybody has spin rewriter. Some have best spinner and the other ones, but we only want to support what we think is the best. Of course, other people have different opinions, but it's okay. It's my program. I spend my money. You play by my rules. Right? So you set this up. Your spin's going to be really good. I know you hand did your spin, but this is really cool the way that you can do it. And so we're going to be building more to this. And I think a lot of the ideas that you came up with, Aubrey, in testing it are very helpful. And, this is not a one and done situation. Obviously, we're going to continue to take feedback and, build on to this more and more and more and more and more. I'm actually thinking about, putting in some other plugins, like the schema plugin. I think that could kill this, Aubrey. You got Mike Martin's schema plugin and our schema add-on plugin. I think, holy shit, right? That could be crazy. And for those of you that didn't buy the Mike Martin plugin or whatever, I bought 4,000 of them. And so instead of paying $297 to buy his tool, if you're only going to build this out for 1 or 2 pages, we've got them available for, I think, $10 a piece. For one license, one plugin, one site.
Wow,
and,
nice.
Obviously, if you want our add-on to it, that's easy enough to get because that's just our stuff. But yeah, I don't want people to miss out on that schema, Aubrey, just because they can pick it up or pay the $300 for the lifetime for Mike's product, because it's off the charts, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got to take a look at that. I didn't dive too deep into it because I learned quite a bit about schema. I wouldn't say I'm a pro at it, but I'm fairly efficient at it, and I've got a lot of pre-built templates for schemas. So I thought, well, I've already kind of got a system that's working for me, but the way you talk about having to integrate with this here, I'm thinking, well, it might be something to check out.
Well, one of the new things, and I'll just kind of cut this if we do, but what he did is he now has a merge. So with our tool, we go take the keyword and we're scraping, top 10. Put it this way, we're scraping everything. Any site that's in the top whatever and has any schema on it at all, we're scraping with our tool, bringing it back. And that we're bringing that back into a CSV file. So what you end up doing is you're finding the most highly relevant sites that have geo schema, that have website schema. And if you do that one by one on Google and scrape schema, Richard and I did this the other day. We went through 15 sites on the top 10 sites of Google, and only 3 of them had schema.
Yeah, I believe that.
Takes flipping forever. So we're able to come back with hundreds of sites that has schema, and with Mike's tool, we can just upload those URLs into his tool, and he merges them all together. So what you ultimately end up with is one schema with all the schema that we scrape for the relevant keywords on the best sites that are out there, and it's all built into one schema code.
It merges them all into one.
Merges them all into one.
Interesting.
Pretty ridiculous. And for the simpletons out there like me, I don't want to build my own templates. You know, thank God that you're around and you love to do that, because you're retarded. You know, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah, no, schema's a big learning curve. It's not an easy. It seems simple, but it's actually not. There's a lot to it.
It is, and so by adding that, like I said, if you don't have it, it's fine. I've got it for $10 instead of 300. But you add that into here, and then you do the scraper tool that we built, and get all of the various schema codes, and plug them into your WordPress site. I mean, now we've exponentially increased the value of our pages because Google understands more about our page with that particular tool in there, right? And then there's sitemap tools that I'm working on right now that we're going to be able to add in here to give more relevancy to sitemaps and rankings and stuff like that. So we're not done building, but I think that what we have is pretty cool.
Yeah, you definitely have a cool plugin here.
All right. Let me take any questions from anybody that's watching. Oh, I forgot. Nobody's watching. It's just you and me. Cool, man. Any other things you want to add to the end of this?
No, you did a great overview of all the features there. So I think that covers it.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.